Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Synthesizer Spotlight, the web series where I test out different synthesizers and see how they work with digital wind instruments. In this episode, we're going to be checking out the KORG MINILOGUE XD, which has been loaned to me by a friend of mine. I gotta give it back tomorrow, so it's time to make a video about it. Let's check it out. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach in this video. In my last video, which was about the Moog Mother 32, I basically showed you guys how to create electronic wind instrument patches from scratch. That made a lot of sense for the Moog Mother 32 because it doesn't have any presets. The MINILOGUE, on the other hand, comes with a bunch of really awesome sounding presets, and I think a great way to get a lot of value out of this instrument is to actually go through all of those presets and adapt them for electronic wind instrument. That's what we're going to do in this video. So before we do anything, before we even hook this thing up, the first thing that we should do is take a look at the manual and see what kind of CC messages this thing accepts. Specifically, I'm going to be looking for what CC message is used to control the filter cutoff. In the KORG MINILOGUE, that CC message is CC43. So what we need to do is we need to go into our instrument setup menu and we need to make sure that when we're blowing into our instrument, the message that is getting sent out from the pressure sensor is CC43. I already have this set up, so if I blow into my instrument, no matter what patch is selected, we're going to hear some filter action on it from the breath. And that's a great place to start with any sound design for electronic wind instruments. Okay, so if we use this program/value dial, we can see all of the built-in patches here that we can mess with. The very first one is called Replicant XD. Let's check it out and see what it sounds like. Okay, so that's a great sound already. But there are a couple things that I'm going to do to make it a little bit better. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that the amplitude envelope is set up for electronic wind instruments. Basically, we're going to set it up in such a way that it doesn't interfere with what we're trying to do with our breath control. So that means attack all the way this way, decay all the way that way, sustain all the way that way, and release all the way this way. So now there's not going to be any contour to the notes except for what we put in with our breath control, which is controlling the filter. Oh, and the other thing, this is super important, is this dial over here. This is envelope generator intensity. So this is 0, this is negative values, and this is positive values. So we're almost always going to want this at 0 so that, again, all of the envelope control is coming from the breath control. So that's feeling really good to me in terms of the way that it's reacting to my breath, but there are still a couple of things that are bothering me. For one thing, this patch is in poly mode, which means that it can play multiple notes at once. I don't typically play multiple notes at once on this instrument. I usually play one note at a time. So I'm going to put this into unison. And so now we're only hearing one note at a time, which is nice. And then something that I like to do on all of my patches is add a little bit of portamento, so we'll put it about there. That's maybe a little bit much, so bring it back a little bit. Could use a little bit more, maybe. I like that. And then, of course, if we want to take the effects off, we can go to reverb and then just turn that off. We can go to delay and turn that off too. And so that's what the patch sounds like without any effects. All right, let's check out the next preset. Next one is called TyoCityLoop. And here's what it sounds like. So it's pretty good. I'm going to give it the same treatment as the other patch. I'm just going to twiddle these dials really quick, make sure that the amp envelope generator is where I want it to be. I have a little bit more dynamic control over the sound. I'm also going to move this envelope generator intensity dial a little bit, and that will get rid of the super hard pluck at the beginning of every note. That was kind of nice though, like I kind of miss it a little bit, but we'll just leave it here for now. And of course, put this into unison mode, add a little bit of portamento. And that feels really nice to play. All right, let's try the next one. This one's kind of funny because the attack is so slow that if I play fast, then the entire volume just kind of dips down. So, of course, reset the attack, decay, sustain, and release. Put the envelope generator intensity to 0. I love the way this one sounds, especially with the delay. Super nice. Let's just put that into unison, a little bit of portamento. Awesome. And of course, if I want to take away that delay and add my own later in the DAW, just kind of do this sort of thing. All right, let's check out patch number 4. So this is pretty cool. Same deal. Reset the amplitude envelope and the envelope generator intensity. Now I have my own control over the dynamics of this patch with just breath control. All right, last one. Yeah, so I could do this all day. There's so many cool sounds in this thing. Maybe someday I'll pick one up, or I'll just borrow this again from Zach if I ever need it. But if you play electronic wind instruments and you're interested in a hardware synthesizer, then this one is definitely worth checking out. It responds really well to breath control, it's very easy to program, and while it's not exactly small, it's pretty reasonably sized, I would say. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this to be helpful or interesting, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.